And welcome back to Risk of Draw. This is episode 4, where we're going to continue to talk about our Europe adventures. Yeah, so we both go to the same uni, and we met this girl in like Enviro Club or something like that. Yeah. So we made friends with her, and then she went on exchange to Bratislava, of all places. And I don't know, was this sort of like, I feel like we would have gone to Bratislava anyway, but was this kind of the inspiration to go there?
Oh yeah, it was the main reason.
I mean, it was obviously the main reason why we went there, but I feel like we would have passed through there anyway.
Yeah.
If we were doing a trip like this. I mean, it's right next to Vienna, like, why the hell not? It's not the capital city. But in any case, like, the main reason to be there was to meet up with this friend. And the party life in uni in general is quite prolific, I shall say. And in Bratislava, and I think in exchange it'll be even more prolific. And in Bratislava, it's just off the chain. You know, it was they party like all the time, and we just happened to be there. Well, I mean, if we went there any weekend, like we would have had the chance to go out and drink. But we just happened to be there the night of the, was it like the breakup of the? It was like the end of year. It was the end of year. It was the breakup of the exchange. Exchange. I don't know if it was a club or yeah, basically that. Basically that. I don't really know how much detail. I'm looking at the time that we have left, so I don't know if I can go into too much detail. But
it was fun.
It was really fun. I got absolutely smashed. We got vegan Baileys because we wanted to try that. And then we also got Soplitzer, which is like a hazelnut vodka, and goddamn, like I was so strong. I was washing it down with the vegan Baileys, and that's pretty much how I got so drunk. Like, that was fucked. It was just, yeah, it was so strong. I don't know how you could actually like stand it.
I could do Bailey's though.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. It was kind of the opposite, you know. Anyway, I mean, like, I don't have too much memory of that night, but it was fun. It was so much fun. We got to meet a bunch of people, and that's sort of like where the whole they don't have much Slovakian pride comes from, because yeah, people were asking us, oh, why are you why did you come to Bratislava? Like, what is even here for an Australian tourist to look at? So yeah, I basically spent the next day dead, which is a shame, but you need these off days anyway, even if you're not hammered. And what else happened in Bratislava? I feel like that was kind of it, and we just moved. That was mainly it. We moved on to Budapest.
Budapest, not much really happened. We went to the Széchenyi bars. That was really nice.
Yep, Széchenyi.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
Oh, of course, the day of that party where we met up with our friend there, we went to a different kind of castle, because we've been seeing castles sort of like, left, right, and center, and we would still see them throughout the Europe trip. They're all, touristy, well maintained, and all that kind of stuff. But this one, Devine Castle, was a ruin basically, and we didn't get too many of those sorts of castles in our trip. So it was really nice just to go to this place where it was, rolling green fields, classic Europe look. This ruined stone castle on top of a hill, at the the confluence of the Danube and the Morava River. So basically, two like quite important rivers geographically, especially in medieval times.
We also went to Bratislava Castle.
And we went to Bratislava, which was beautiful. Complete opposite, well maintained, completely, ornate, beautiful, and all that kind of stuff. I think the Devine Castle was probably my favourite castle we went to, because it was so different. I mean, you don't get shit like this in Australia. You don't even get castles in Australia anyway, but you still do get some of the Vienna-esque neoclassical architecture, some of the Enlightenment period architecture that kind of leaked into the colonial cities in Australia, but you definitely don't get such old ruins as the main castle. So that was really good. That kind of sealed that as one of the best days of the whole trip. The main castle plus the partying at night.
I think so.
That was really good.
That and one that will be mentioned later.
Oh yeah, sure.
Alright, so then we went to Hungary, and that was pretty chill. I found that was a pretty chill couple of days. We went to the Széchenyi bars, and we pretty much spent the whole day there. And that was freezing. Oh my god, getting out of those bars.
It was so difficult.
Oh my god.
It's the biggest challenge of the whole trip.
And we were like, if we don't get out now, it's going to get colder and colder and colder. So just rip it off now, just go.
Yeah, basically.
We went to the Buddha side of things, and went to the castles, and we climbed up this really cool staircase thing, and then we kind of walked along this path that was kind of above the river. I don't know how to explain, it was really cool.
Yeah. It was on the side but up,
The shoes on the Danube River, that was pretty sad.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
People can Google that.
People can Google that. We don't have too much time anymore.
Shoes on the Danube River. The Danube, the Széchenyi bars are really nice.
Beautiful architecture though.
Yellow buildings, and then in the middle of them, sorry, in the middle of them was the nice blue, steamy water. We ended up staying looking at the photos.
Most of the day.
It looks like it's almost sunset.
It was nearly sunset when we had to get
I
out.
think we walked back in the sunset.
Yeah.
And the river was beautiful. Yeah, Hungary is a really nice city. It's really laid back, I think, but a lot of traffic. That was the busiest one, traffic-wise.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that was.
And then you got your tattoo.
Yeah, I got a tattoo.
Yep.
So
Don't be scared of getting tattoos overseas, guys. I mean, there might be some stigma to. I don't know. Maybe that's just an Australian thing, but there is some stigma to getting tattoos overseas. It's not really that bad.
I said to them, "Oh, I got a tattoo overseas," and most people screw up their noses, and I'm like, "But do you know where I got it?" You're just assuming it's in the middle of absolute nowhere.
And people, I mean, you still say Hungary or Budapest or whatever, and people are like,
it's nothing it's like Melbourne.
Yeah, it's like
speak a different language. Come on.
It's just fear of the unknown, basically.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's a tattoo parlor 20-minute drive from my house, tattoo and piercing parlor, and it's known for being horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think it's even I think it got shut down because it was really hygienic. So there you go. Don't be scared.
Yeah, exactly.
At least the main thing is the communication. So bring in a picture.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, that's what I did. I sent the pictures because they might screw it up. So we went back to Austria. Not much really happened. The main thing we went back to Vienna for 2 more days. And the most exciting thing that happened then is that we went to the library. And that was
beautiful.
Really cool. The roofs had all these beautiful paintings, and it looked like it was 3D. The people were jumping out of the roofs and look like in this photo they're falling down from the sides of the walls.
Yeah.
And there's a balcony painted, and it looks like it's actual balcony, but it wasn't. It was just a painting.
True. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, Vienna's very artsy.
Very artsy, very sort of high class kinda. It wasn't really our kind of city, to be honest.
It was still really cool.
But it was still definitely. I mean, all these places we go to, it adds their own. They add their own touch, and it's always nice to have that sort of variety when you go traveling.
See, Vienna was very different to a lot of the other places we went to. I found that a lot of them are very similar, but Vienna was quite different. Just because it was just so artsy. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. We then went to the final sort of new country on our trip.
We'd be making our way back up through Austria, Germany, and the Netherlands, but this was the last country that we hadn't yet been to. The tiny 5 million population, I think, nation of Slovenia. I'm not sure actually, but
the capital, the hostel. Oh my goodness.
oh god,
It was nice. It was fun, I guess. But it was really cold, and they just left the doors open all the time, and
it's freezing. This is fucking winter.
Once again, we were the only people in the hostel, so we had to it was good though because we got to grab a bunch of blankets off the other beds.
Yeah.
But it was good. I was actually really. Oh, this is actually probably one of the most heartbreaking things that happened actually. So in Vienna we bought, because we went from Vienna to Ljubljana. which is the capital, we took some takeaway food with us. And then, so we had our takeaway meals, and we were like, okay, so we'll get to the hostel in Ljubljana, and then we'll heat them up. So, one, the hostel didn't have any heating facilities, and two, I left my dinner on the train. So,
Bus.
I had, like, nothing to eat, so I ended up having to go out and I think I just got some, like, chips or something. Because I got some chips, like, I still had the chips, but, like, they weren't very good.
Did we buy anything in Ljubljana to replace it?
I actually don't think we did. I think we just ended up waiting in the morning. I don't think I was that hungry.
Yeah.
Ljubljana was, quiet. The castle, we went for a walk to the castle.
I think this was the town that did because we'd been to Christmas markets all over.
Yeah.
This was the town that did the Christmas market the best.
Really good Christmas market, and they decorated it like a galaxy, so it had like a galaxy lights. Like
Yeah,
lights.
they're very like space themed, I suppose.
I remember they had like I remember exactly what it was. I'll see if I have some photos, but the lights, they had like really dramatic words. Do you remember that, Jared? I also taken a photo of it. It was like believe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just random.
And we're just like, what? Like, so anyway, on the 22nd of December, best day of my life, we took the 40-minute bus to Lake Bled, and that was like probably our favourite place.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh yeah,
100%.
100%. Definitely our favourite place. So it's basically, for those who don't know, nestled in what are called the Julian Alps, part of the the Greater Alps mountain range. This time of year, probably every time of year, they're snow-capped. The village of Bled itself is nestled away, or not really nestled away. It's sort of like it's this large plain in the valley of these mountains, and it's not just Bled, it's also a bunch of other towns such as Zazip and other ones, which Bohin, although it was a bit of a bus trip to get to Bohin.
Yeah, true.
And it was, I don't know, like the natural beauty was absolutely stunning. But of course, it was accentuated by, I mean, for example, in Lake Bled is the church on the island, and also up beside the lake is the castle on the cliff.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
It was crazy. On our first hike that we did, we had to go through the town of Zazip, and that took us up a hill next to a church, and from that church you could see, I think I counted, because each village has a town hall, and each town hall is a spire, and you could see in the valley about 6 or so spires of separate little villages poking up over this vast valley in between these mountains. It was just the most magical sight that I had ever really seen. It was crazy. So then we did 2 hikes around Bled. The first one was to what was it called?
The first hike was to Vintka Gorge,
Vintka.
and that was in Triglav National Park. So we walked along this path, and the path had like little waterfalls going through it because it had like rained and then like frozen over.
Yep, it had little ice falls basically,
Yeah.
like.
And then we got to the waterfall, and the water was just so blue, and then the bridge was just covered in snow, and then all of the trees around the bridge had like frozen over, so it was like,
Yeah.
it's hard to explain, but it was just like
See-
around the waterfall was all white, and then it was around that was just normal.
Yeah, the waterfall. Of course, there's always going to be mist emanating from the waterfall, and then all that mist would cling to the trees as condensation, cling to the trees and the bridge around the waterfall as condensation, and then of course that would freeze, and so you'd get this crazy, like, only the waterfall had been snowed on look.
Yeah, it was
It
really
was
beautiful.
it was crazy. Now I've just seen some players on the surface in the game, so let's quickly listen in to what I was thinking and see how this unfolds. Is that a player over there? Yeah, it is. Shit. Oh my god. That was a player. Fuck, I don't know who that was. Oh my god, I don't want to deal with this. I've said that way too many times. Oh, I'm so lucky they didn't see me. So lucky. Oh jeez, this... Oh fuck, no! I think that's Sonic Joey. Diamond. Oh no, I can't deal with this. Yeah, that's him as well, isn't it? Firing at me. I am the most unenchanted person right now. If that's possible. I really don't want to deal with this. I don't even have food! Oh my god! Fuck. Oh, of course. I didn't. I decided to take the risk. I hoped it was wrong. And the second hike we went on was to...
Well, we took the bus to Lake Bohin, and then we walked. I don't remember what the name of the town was. It was like Stara Fazina or something.
Possibly.
Yeah, Stara Fazina. That's how an Australian would say it.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
And we got really, really lost in that town. We eventually found a way to the start of Mosnica Gorge, and we were walking along the top of this gorge, looking down into it. And it would probably been like 10 meters down.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like the path went down, and then we were kind of like at the bottom of the gorge.
Yep. I couldn't help myself throwing rocks into that thing.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
The water once again was so blue, and it was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like that was probably like one of the nicest walks I've ever done. And
No
the sun
doubt.
was out. Like we were really blessed with the weather because the people at the hostel were like, yeah, like it's been raining for like the last week, and you just happen to have gotten like the 4 or 5 days of just beautiful weather.
It's probably the nicest hostel as well. Everyone was just so sociable there, including the staff. It was so lovely.
Yeah.
And like it was a nice place to be, and
Free computers, free PlayStation.
Xbox, and they put us. We thought we'd be in a room with like 12 people or some shit.
We were in a 12-person room, and then when we got there, she was like, "Oh, I'll show you to your room." And then she opened the door, and it was just a double bed, and I was just like, "Okay, thank you."
What? That was so
We
nice.
think they did it on purpose though, because like they would know. They'd know.
Yeah, surely they wouldn't screw that up.
Yeah, they probably. I think just because once again there wasn't many people, and they probably just wanted to use the rooms up.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. And then the last
so
day, we walked around Lake Bled, and it's about an hour walk. And we went up to Ostrava Lookout,
Yes.
and that had the look of like, had the view of the lake, and then the church in the middle, and then the snow-capped mountains around it. It was just
The
amazing.
castle.
Yeah.
Um.
So please go to Lake Bled if you're ever like in Europe in that area.
Yeah. Go.
You will not regret it.
Um.
It was a bit of fun. It's really beautiful and really quiet.
Very quiet. I mean, we went up to that. That's the iconic view of Lake Bled, and there was
the attraction. And I think maybe we were there for like half an hour, and maybe there was about 10 other people.
yeah, something like that.
And like throughout that whole time.
Throughout that whole time, yeah, exactly. They were coming and leaving.
Coming and leaving, yeah.
So that was amazing. From sadly, we had to say goodbye to Slovenia. One of the hardest goodbyes of our lives, I'm sure. I don't know what the actual village was, but we got this amazing parting gift from Slovenia on the train. We saw this absolutely gorgeous. It was another one of those old towns. This gorgeous view of some medieval-looking buildings with the sunset shining on it. Just absolutely fantastic. It's such a beautiful, untouched country that not many people know much about. So from Slovenia, we moved back into Austria and towards Salzburg, and this was for Christmas Day. And
that was a difficult day.
yeah, it was.